Great, we're back in DayZ on Xbox One, and we're talking about the 1.09 update. The first details have been revealed, and this update is largely based on flags. That's right, there are going to be flags for your bases added to the game. 27 variants of flags are coming so that you can to make overall base management easier by having one central structure, which within a given time resets lifetime values of objects within its radius. So it's basically like a refresher. It's a thing that says this particular area is where a base is, and it kind of has its own little invisible bubble of protection or something like that to a degree. They do it in some building games just to fence off particular areas for crafting. And I guess that makes sense. So with that, they're doing experimental testing on PC. From what I understand, the console testing, the console experimental testing is not happening with the 1.09 update. Disappointing, as I'm sure you probably feel that. Why are there canned baked beans out in the greenhouse? Anyways, we do have some other additions that we're going to be talking about. We're just kind of going over everything like that, but that was like the main thing is like the flagpole, and people are like, really, the flagpoles are like, the big update here, and yeah, it's basically that. So it should be noted that they're not really. It doesn't seem like they're adding new ammo, because there are some new guns we're going to talk about, and they're using .357. Just trying to get all the key information kind of down here. In regards to that, but I think that's the gist of it. They're hoping to release 1.09 simultaneously across all of the platforms at once, so that's kind of cool. Great, so now we're going to kind of go over the details of this update. So they added the Deagle pistol with its attachments. Kaboom boom. Deagle added the revolver, added flagpole and flags, so kind of separate things that you kind of put together. I think they're even doing like a contest where you can have your flag design put in the game if you build like a cool base or something. So I guess that's interesting to a degree, if that's your sort of thing. We are in a custom server, if you are curious. I thought I'd put that up there. It seems to be a role-playing server. I don't know what to degree it is role-playing, but that's just what it says. They also added the MBC respirator, 7 new exterior and interior variants for the rural houses. So it sounds like they're going to get some new designs for the interiors of housing, so that's fantastic. I think variation goes far in regards to making a game like this feel more distinct and unique. Just a little bit more variation. It's like that update they made where the zombies are a lot more dynamic in their looks. Some have bags, some have outfits, some have like weird exterior things. I think it just kind of adds a little bit more realism and variation for something that, it just kind of makes the world feel a little bit more lively. So I do appreciate that particular update. Is it a mask? Gotta have your COVID mask on. This game's so realistic, it's unreal. So they also added the police ADA 4x4 Rex for Livonia, replacing the Shinaris police Olga. So I guess they're getting their own little police force type vehicle crashes. And they added information to how many items you can stack. Now there are some tweaks, but those are like all the new additions to the game. So this really does sound like a smaller update, which makes sense considering how fast it came out here. And there might be a surprise or two along the way we don't necessarily know. Oh, where'd all my stuff disappear? Did it vanish? I think my stuff all kind of vanished. I put on this nurse thing and all my stuff's gone. Great. Right on, right on. Should probably take my crowbar. Oh, there we go. We can take it into hands. Nice. Our stuff's not all gone. Although we don't really have the room for things, do we? Why does it glitch like that? Why does it keep doing that? I gotta go back and forth every single time. This is like aggravating. Why do you keep doing this to me, game? Okay, we don't really need that. but we do need our crowbar in our hands so that we can give someone a good crowbarring. So, yeah, okay, now we're going to talk a bit about the fixed stuff. So various issues with object placement of both Chernarus and Livonia terrains. So it sounds like they've kind of adjusted that a little bit. They fixed several exploits to glitch through collisions. An issue with characters sliding on steep slopes, a bug that would spawn certain items slightly below the ground when swapped between the inventory and vicinity, a bug that caused ropes and sticks to be left behind after destroying the watchtower fence kit. Fixed an issue where players could hear themselves after using and leaving a PSA station behind. Fixed a minor misalignment of the mouse cursor texture. Fixed an issue that prevented full rounds from being displayed in first-person view when ejected from the gun. Fixed a bug that displayed the plate carrier holster upside down in the inventory view. Fixed an issue that caused crafted items to float above the ground. Fixed an issue that caused fish caught via fishing to float above the ground. Oh, that'd be cool. Fixed an issue that allowed the gas cooker to run even when stored inside the inventory. Fixed a bug that placed the rope on the ground if you removed it from the watchtower kit or fence kit in your hands. Fixed an issue that prevented players from picking up certain items that were dropped on the watchtower. Fixed a bug that would cause floating ammunition to appear next to the player while reloading. Fixed a bug that would cause dropped items to clip through the garden plot. Fixed a bug that caused wooden planks cut from a pile to be created wherever the first cut plank was moved. Fixed a bug blocking players from opening vehicle doors by nearby dead bodies. Jumping out of a car can no longer be used to glitch into objects or jump through fences. Players will get teleported back. Oh, that's interesting. Fixed an issue with items in nested containers disappearing or spawning on the ground as new. Fixed the damage calculation of the shotgun when using pellet ammunition. Fixed a bug that allowed to see through the Olga 24 without hood in first-person view. They changed some features now. Updated the textures for several buildings and various props. Cool, cool. Looking forward to that. You can now place up to 10 wooden sticks in a fireplace. Armbands are not stackable anymore, and their inventory size are decreased to 1 by 2. The doors of vehicle wrecks now open wider. Locked doors only display their locked state after a player has tried to open them once. Changed the attachment slot for stones. Stacks of the same items can now be combined on the ground to the maximum of inventory stack. Updated the model of Olga 24 police car for Chernarus, which we kind of mentioned prior. Balanced the dispersion values for all pistols. Balanced the weapon durability during firing. Increased the durability of suppressors, including improvised. Duct tape can no longer be used to repair weapons and their attachments. That's kind of a big one, so keep that in mind. Central economy added more loot points to cart wrecks. Doors are now persistent. Lifetime values of all items have been greatly increased. Rare helicrash loot is now opted out from count and cargo of player-owned storage items, tents, crates, etc. The restart of servers no longer spawns new loot, ignoring restock timers, and loot is only spawned after restock timers run out. Added new initial spawn parameter into globals.xml, allowing the definition of the percentage of items spawned into the world. Ooh. Only when there is no existing storage present. That's interesting. So those are central economy items. They adjusted some modding things, but that's not really console sounding, so we're not going to kind of go over that. And now we're going to keep on moving around in the game. So that's interesting. It's not as in-depth of an update as I had. God, they need to fix these getting stuck indoors things. It's not as in-depth of an update as I was really anticipating. Now, there could be some surprises hidden in the update, too. There usually is one or two things that they don't talk about where they're like, oh, it's a surprise. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. So there could be some hidden things there. So keep that in mind if you are looking at what's coming and feeling like there might not be a lot. There very well could be some sort of hidden mark there, here or there, that gives a new item, or there's like some kind of new hidden like feature, or there's some hidden change to the game. So keep that in mind in case you are like, oh, it's a small update, but it honestly is like a very, very small update to the game. It's not what I had expected, but at the same time, considering it hasn't been too long since the last update, I kind of think that's expected, and then you got to kind of wonder, is this like prep for a bigger update that's coming out? Because we got one more this year. So you kind of like, you think about it, you wonder a little bit about what's coming in the future. So maybe that's something that's going to be a precursor to another update down the road. We don't know. And I would expect a bit of a hot fix after this one. I think this should be an update, that they can get out pretty quickly. I don't think this one is as far off as I thought it was going to be, because it doesn't sound like a very large update. It's not like, I'm not hating on the update, I'm just saying it's likely going to take less time than I had anticipated, because I was thinking like a late September sort of thing. So now I imagine it's going to come maybe early September. We're going to see this come out there, unless there's some kind of serious testing issue with what they're doing. But I don't imagine that will be the case, so I think we'll get it sooner than later. Press, because I'm the press. Yeah. A little better than a press guy coming in with a shotgun taking it to you. But I hope you found that interesting. If you do have any questions, let me know. I'll try to come up with details, but that's really the gist of the information that we have thus far in regards to the experimental, not being on consoles this time, the release setup, and just what to expect, when this releases. So I'm looking forward to giving it a whirl and seeing, what they do with that update. Should be exciting.